right, we're back with another episode of Driving FSD. If you're new here, this is Northern Tesla. So today we just got an update last night, which was 14.3.4. So unlike the 0.3 version, that, it went to the OG testers and then was a significant kind of wait for the rest of us to get it. 0.4 just recently came out, I think last week. And then there was another version that came out. It was a new software update, but the same FSD version, which we saw again with the release of 14.3.3. One came out and then another one came out, same release notes for FSD, but a different Tesla software version. So we're seeing that again. So we're not too sure what the changes are. So this is, I just got it this morning, so I went for one quick drive this morning. I did notice it was a lot smoother. But what I'm really looking for is the parking. And necessarily, like, the parking in terms of, like, it was constantly getting lost. And normally what I would do is, if the car was getting lost in the parking lot, I would just take over. But because of the streak, I'm kind of letting it do what it's going to do and seeing what it does. So, and then I've noticed that, like, it just gets lost and goes around in circles. And yes, mind you, the streak is good because now you're getting people to do that and they're not taking over. So, the car's having to learn on its own. However, by not intervening and showing the car the proper way, the car's not learning by being shown. It's got to learn for itself, and I don't know if it can. For specific locations, like if I go to a favorite and I want it to park at a specific location, like my home is a constant battle. And for something like that, I'm going to take over because I want to learn the correct way. Other spots, I'm more lenient to, let it do what it's going to do. So this streak. Now, I know there's an animation coming up if you hit 100 miles. I don't know what the kilometer equivalent is going to be. Is it going to be 100 kilometers? And I just disagree with that so much because, like I just said, the car is not going to learn bad behavior. It's just going to do, and it's going to get lost. And mind you, is that the point? Does Tesla want the car to think for itself and figure it out? Because it's not doing a good job right now. So I think my biggest streak is about 130 kilometers. That's only because I went out of town and it was on the highway. But I kind of have to take over maybe not every day, but at least every second day or so, I have to take over because of parking issues. So I'm not getting a lot of streaks. Now that they're like making like a little celebration screen, like they're definitely gamifying this FSD. And what I would like to see them do is, I don't really care about a streak. I don't care about a consecutive streak. Let's do you've reached 100 total kilometers or, 1,000 total kilometers and make those milestones. And if you want to also, put a leaderboard with people in your area, in your city, in the country, in the world, and make it that way. Because these consecutive streaks, I don't like. Because I'm not like, yes, I occasionally got a few 100-kilometer streaks, but most of the time I get to like 20 or so. I'm at 22 right now. And then I have to take over because it's not parking in my driveway properly. So one other thing, the new thing here, so like I said, there's a little celebration screen that's going to pop up at some point. And then it's a new pop-up when you arrive near your destination. It will ask you, or at least show you where it's going to park. Because that is another one of my beefs with this new FSD, is that the parking, like this, where you're at destination, if you're going to park, pull over is new because usually it's curbside. but that would change randomly and you would never know. And like sometimes you'd be like, oh, you're driving and you're wondering why it's not parking, and you realize it's on curbside. And there'd be no rhyme or reason of the change. It's not like you set at one destination and then when you go somewhere else, it stays at curb. Like it was just random. Like sometimes it would just choose curbside for no reason. And I never chose curbside. So I'm glad they kind of added that where you know, as you're arriving to your destination, it'll prompt, that window will pop up and you'll get to pick, or at least see and make the according change. So right now we're kind of be going into some residential streets here. Not residential, but lots of twists and turns. And we're gonna go a bit downtown Hamilton. So just a quick little drive to start off with. Let me know in the comments how long of a drive do you guys want? I asked that in my last video, I didn't get too many responses, but do you like it like a 15-minute video or like a half-hour video? And while you're commenting, be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss videos. Anyways, we are approaching a red light here. So as far as smoothness goes, like it is incredible. We're turning here? Yeah, we're turning. Literally, the parking is the only issue I have. Like, as far as driving wise, there's no reason for me to be here, really. I'm not doing anything. I've not seen like a critical takeover, what you're doing. Even like what we used to call like discomfort, where like, you know, the car would take a bit long to figure out things out or go ahead. I'm not seeing that too much anymore. So yeah, it's been definitely a good update. And I think maybe that's why it went out so quickly as it did, because it's a very, very smooth update. So this is going to be just like a, you know, first reaction kind of drive. And then when I have some more time this week, I'm going to just go from store to store and make it park over and over again and see if we can, you know, see how good it is or see if there's been any sort of improvements. So left turn here. Not so much Tesla news to talk about. Up here in Canada, we just got the Model 3 has kind of been changed. Not changed, but like the lineup has changed. So we used to have only the all-wheel drive, and then they introduced the rear-wheel drive, but then at the same time they took away the all-wheel drive, and now the all-wheel drive is back. And oh, the Cybertruck. I love those black Cybertrucks. And because of the tariffs, the Model 3 was like at $80,000. And now it starts off at $39,990 and $49,990. And those, like, that's a steal. And like, I remember my first Model 3, it was a rear wheel drive, and I paid $54,990. And to think now it's $39,990. And my second Model 3 was a all-wheel drive, and I paid $64, and now it's $49. So, you know, definitely good for Tesla for like dropping these prices and really making things affordable. Now, mind you, it's not good for the people who want to sell their cars. I'm glad I sold my Model 3 when I did. Otherwise, I would take a massive hit. And that seems to be the trend with, like, I know when the Model S like dropped, like, I think it was like $30,000. Current owners were quite upset because suddenly their cars lost a lot of value. So other than that, Tesla news, like in terms of Elon Musk news, definitely SpaceX with the IPO, very, very successful. Now, people are saying, oh, he's a trillionaire now. Well, he's not a trillionaire. He doesn't have that much money. It's all stock. Like he doesn't have $1 trillion in the bank. And people just need to kind of cool it with that sort of especially up here in Canada, like the media is quite awful. There was a Globe and Mail. The article said Elon Musk is now a trillionaire. These are the reasons you want to hate him. Like, why? Why do you want to hate him? What awful thing has he done? Other than try to make life on Earth a little bit better. And no, I'm not agreeing with his political stances. I'm just saying what he has done with his companies in terms of Tesla and SpaceX. Let's ignore the political aspects of it all. Okay, so we're going to come down the escarpment, and some people commented on my other videos where I referred to it as the mountain. It's just that's what we call it here. It is a bit of a mountain. Like it's not like, you know, Mount Everest here, but it is quite steep. I think it's about 60 to 100 meters in height, I would assume. I think that's what Niagara Falls is. So I think that's what height. Anyway, so coming down, we're only about 3 minutes away. So yeah, this is a quick video. Now the problem is I can already see by the navigation, I believe, because it's a one-way street to get into that parking lot. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. Because that's not, I don't think that's how you get into that parking lot. Because the way you get in is from a one-way street, and you have to come the other direction. So let's see what it's going to do. So I might actually have to take over here, because it might not, oh, it's going street parking. So let's, parking lot, there you go. Now I knew that was, okay, so kind of did that prematurely. Yeah, so it kind of changed. Yeah. So I knew the pop-up was going to come. However, because I know that that would have changed the direction the car was going to come at, I figured I would do it now. So this is a kind of a tricky intersection with the other lanes coming from way over there. So it's good. Now it technically could make a right here because there's an open lane. So, but I can see a lot of people just going, like this cab just went into the wrong lane. So I'm glad the car is kind of being waiting there because it's a bit safer. Now, kind of tricky driving here. There's it's a one-way street, but there's parking on both sides of the street, which is unique. So we're going to be making a left turn up ahead, and then the parking situation is, it's like a regular house parking, but there's many cars. So we're going to see how it handles that. All right, moving along. So we're not quite downtown, but we are through like the one-way street nightmare that is, you know, central Hamilton. So we're going coming up here. Now our parking lanes on the left have stopped, and we're going to be making a left turn over here. So there's still a few parked cars. So I'm hoping it's going to pull in just behind this Toyota. Well done. And really, I talked about earlier about not really making like discomfort kind of situations arise in terms of waiting. There's still a couple times where, especially making an unprotected left, where the car is a little more hesitant than I would be. And like where I see there's a perfect gap for it to go through, it kind of like sits there and waits, especially when it's making a left turn and there's cars coming both directions. So quite busy down here. We're at the hospital, so a very busy area. So we're So we will be making a left turn up ahead, and then the parking lot's going to be just on the right. So we'll see how it does. I bet you if I was in hurry mode, the car would kind of go around, because we could have went around this Toyota and got into the left turn lane a little quicker and take advantage of the left turn signal. So more one-way shenanigans here. We have a bike lane on both sides? Yes. Like, why do we need a bike lane on both sides of the street? Can bikes not share? Okay, and coming up on our right is our destination here. So there's a very narrow little lip for the driveway, and we should park somewhere here. See what it does. Oh, it does. It is. It is. Very well. Good, 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 good. Awesome. All right, there it is. So really well done. So as you can see, a very different parking area where cars are double parked, and cars okay with that. Didn't see a problem. As it says, car next to us is also double parked, and that's what we're to do here in this parking lot, because that is staff parking, and then customer parking is back here. So I'm glad the car was able to recognize that. Anyways, like I said, quick video. Let me know in the comments what kind of length video do you guys want to see. Do you want like 15 or so minutes, or do you want half an hour or more? Let me know. Anyways, thanks again for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe. Did I say that? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, subscribe, notification bell, like the video, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. And be sure to follow me on all my socials down here. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time. In the meantime, drive safe and drive electric.